Good day, all. Thank you for coming, and thank you for those who will be watching, and welcome to the Men of F.E.A.S.T. What is the Men of F.E.A.S.T? It's a group that will activate, educate, and motivate men in caring for themselves and becoming more supportive and effective as caregivers, team members, and partners in the ongoing treatment of eating disorders. Today we're going to be talking about a skill and a concept. The concept is magic plate, and the skill is broken record. And let's get right into these two items that we'll be discussing today. Magic plate, and as we adopted it within our family, we called it Magic Plate Plus. This single concept put into practice was what allowed us to begin getting some traction toward getting our daughter refed. We had seen numerous providers, and no one mentioned this practical step forward. So the advice, you need to get her to eat, came without a playbook. And we fumbled with that for some time. Then we discovered Magic Plate in a parental caregiving book. The concept is this: your loved one sits down at the table, and their plate of food simply appears, as if magically, since they've had no input into food shopping or choices or preparation. And on that plate is the food they need to eat. Our Plus version also entailed the removal of cooking shows and YouTube videos concerning food prep and recipes. And we also stopped all baking, cooking, and preparing food for others that she was engaged in. Did implementing Magic Plate do anything magical to immediately increase food intake and behavioral compliance? No, not at all. Quite the opposite in the short term. It caused an explosion of resistance. The response we received made us realize we had actually effectively targeted the eating disorder and that we had to persist. But how? The how is the skill of broken record. Broken record is the speech pattern and the speech content that allows a caregiver to prompt a suffering loved one to accomplish a necessary action. In that moment, and in the next moment, and the next, in order to proceed forward with a meal. It's used to prompt eating, shape behavior, and help avoid the caregiver temptation to resort to logic, lengthy discussion, and our parental dreams of valiantly victorious arguments. Broken record is a skill that helps give caregivers the ability to remain level-headed and non-escalated emotionally. And it lets the eating disorder know that its escalation will not end the meal. What are some examples of broken record? Let me broken record for you so you can see the cadence, you can see the sequence, and maybe get a taste of how this can be adapted within your household. Pick up your fork, take another bite. Go ahead, you can do it. It's safe. I'm right here. We're giving you what you need. Pick up your fork. Take another bite. Go ahead, it's safe. I'm right here. We're giving you what you need. Pick up your fork. Go ahead, take another bite. Now, with that type of rapidity, no. I was just giving an example of the actual phrases to utilize, but you would go slower. You're trying to prompt action, and after each phrase, a pause is appropriate to see if action ensues. It also, broken record also helps keep our burnout in check by going into a default response mode. We know how to respond to complaints, challenges, and pushback, and we keep one goal in mind: accomplishment of the meal, period. Broken record does not necessarily show immediate benefits, as mentioned, and it may even lead to numerous short-term escalations. But the effectiveness of broken record is found in its relentless, calm, and confident presentation, which eventually shuts down the eating disordered thoughts that prompt non-compliant behavior. Throwing away a broken record as a skill because it doesn't immediately work shows maybe a misunderstanding of the tool. It works over time and with continued, consistent use. The eating disorder will eventually come to understand that the parental caregivers are not going to escalate or negotiate, and the ED's pushback will be met by a pillowed yet immovable wall, and the meal will not be sidestepped by the ED instigating a discussion or an argument.